Hi guys, today we're back on pistol squats. So last week we covered the importance of your ankle mobility for being able to do a pistol squat. This week we're going to look at your hip flexor strength and your hamstrings. The more mobility you have in your hamstrings, the more strength you have in your hip flexors, the easier it's going to be to keep your spare leg floating. If you haven't got a strength in your hip flexor or the mobility in your hamstring, you're probably going to end up with that leg staying bent or dropping to the floor and bashing off the floor a lot. So to build that strength to keep it up nice and high the full time throughout the movement, there's a few basic exercises we're going to start working on. The first we're going to look at is for the hamstrings. So I'm just going to use some yoga blocks for support, but you can use anything you want. Bring your leg out in front, doesn't matter which one you go for first. From there we're going to start off with slightly bent, shimmy your back a little bit. We're going to lunge forward and we're going to drive ourselves back as far as we can. You can leave your toes down for a bit if you want. So I'm just starting to get a stretch, trying to lock my leg out straight, squeeze the quad tight, and then I'm going to pull my toes back towards the ceiling and drop my chest down over my knee. Relax, lunge forward, and I come back, pull back as far as I can, lock the leg out, squeeze, and then drop as far as I can. Each time I do this, I'm going to try and get a little bit lower, and a little bit closer to my knee, put a bit more tension through the hamstring. If it's really painful, don't worry about locking the knee out fully, just leave it with a slight bend and still try and lift that chest and bring it forward as far as you possibly can. I'd say if you go for 5 to 10 reps and try and keep that pause at 3 to 5 seconds, right? And that's going to help start getting that movement in your hamstring along with the ankle mobility drills for your ankle, and should hopefully give you enough range. The hamstrings, same with normal squats, so deep squats. You need that movement to be able to get down low enough and not have your hips or create a butt wink, and just it should help you feel a lot more smooth, but also for that spare leg to keep it floating nicely. For your hip flexors, what we're going to work on is some more basic drills. So we're going to start off with some yoga blocks or whatever you want to use, books, water bottles, anything like that. We've done the leg pulses in the past from the pike and from a straddle, so just pushing your hands on the floor, lifting up. Right. If you're struggling with that still and not quite getting it, what we're going to do is start from here, move the hand a little bit wider, and just work on lifting one leg at a time, up, over, tap the floor, and just trying to build that control as we go. Right, keep the leg locked nice and straight. From there you can up it, right up in the height, so lifting up a bit higher, cross, down, up, back. And then you just keep stacking them and playing with the variations that you do to work on that control. What I'm trying not to do is lean back. So I'm trying to still keep my centre of gravity forward, lift, high as I can, and come back. So I'm still coming forward a little bit there. So this might be at my end range, over, yeah, and back. It gets very, very difficult, but it's going to be very good to build that strength in the hip flexor and that control. So it means as you progress with your pistol squats, you will have more control throughout the full movement. Sets, reps and tempos vary, but to me you dead easily. So if you're watching TV or watching Netflix, just sit on the floor and have a little play with it. Generally I would try and go for sets of 10 to 12, so more reps. Find a progression where you are kind of skimming the top and come back down. And make sure you are avoiding that rocking back as you're lifting the leg. You want to try and keep that centre of gravity forward as we lift, move and then down, right? Don't want to be wobbling all over. Just trying to maintain control and build strength as much as possible in the hips. For the actual pistol squat movement, what we've got to work on is the candlesticks again. So we added these in a few weeks ago. It was a little bit of fun and a little challenge. We're now going to use them as a progression. What we're working on is getting used to this rolling and tucking the foot into the right position. Right? So when we roll, we want to get used to almost coming up onto that foot at the bottom of a pistol squat. The balance doesn't matter too much. We just want to get used to being in that bottom position. From there, we can come back, lift up into the full pistol squat. If you have got more room for your arms, great. So nice and tall into the candlestick. Tuck one leg, and we're going to roll through and try and stand up on one leg nice and smooth. If it doesn't go perfect first time, don't stress. It's just practice, right? From there we can add a weight in. So have that weight behind the head. Lift up, extend, tuck one leg in, oh, balance. So tuck one leg, and then as we roll, want to come through, lost it. Try it again, come up. So tuck one leg, as we come through, we're going to try and stick, hold, and then stand. So we're going to use that weight as a little bit of a counterbalance, just to try and get that hold in the bottom position. Right? So that momentum of driving the weight forward, over your foot, over your knee, should hopefully help balance it back out. Give them a go, guys. The rep sets again from the candlesticks. Just break it right down, keep it dead simple. Sets of 4, sets of 5, 3, 4 rounds. It's more about the movement than it is the strength or the actual volume of it. Alright? Just try and get used to the sensation of working into that range, adding the movement, using the movement momentum to help you get the exercise done. Okay? Have a go, let me know how it goes, and I hope you enjoy. Alright, take care.